I'm delighted that this season of Crazy Sexy Food is sponsored by premium appliance manufacturer Miele. Over the last few years, I have got close to this incredible brand through Tom Kerridge's Pub in the Park festival, where I've had the pleasure to watch and eat dishes prepared by some of the UK's finest chefs using Miele. I was also invited to a special event by the brand at the fabulous Exton Park, which features Miele throughout, with lunch cooked by one of the UK's most exciting and innovative restaurateurs, Tommy Banks. If you are on a kitchen journey, I would highly recommend a visit to one of its experience centres, where you will not only receive bespoke advice, but can also join one of the many courses to experience its appliances firsthand, including getting to enjoy lots of delicious food. Excitingly, it's opening a new Mayfair store, which is just opposite the Ritz, a great way to spend an afternoon. This year is an exciting milestone for the family-owned company, who will be celebrating its 125th anniversary. And while Miele continues to innovate, it stays true to its motto, Immer besser, which means forever better. The majority of its products are put through tough durability tests during the development phase to simulate 20 years' use. For ovens, this includes opening and closing the door 24,000 times. To celebrate the partnership, Miele is kindly giving my listeners 10% off its fabulous appliances on miele.co.uk or through its experience centres until September with the code CrazyMiele. It gives me great pleasure to welcome Claude Bosi to the podcast this week. The acclaimed French chef has been part of the British restaurant scene for nearly 30 years. Known best for his eponymous restaurant at Bibendum inside the Michelin building, in recent months he's making his mark around London with a slew of openings. The Frenchman, known for his classical French cookery whilst also modernising tradition, and I am very excited to pick his brain on all his culinary adventures through such an illustrious career. Here in room 927 at the Four Seasons Hotel, London at Park Lane. Claude, bienvenue. Welcome to Crazy Sexy Food.
Thank you very much. 30 years, it doesn't make me feel very young, this. But
I have to say, you're looking great for it.
Thank you very much.
What's your secret?
I don't know, walking maybe, that's the one. Having young kids keeping you on your toes, a bit of everything. But yeah.
Absolutely. Well, listen, thank you so much for joining me. I never thought that I'd sort of get to sit on a bed with a Michelin star chef, but here we are. And I must say a massive congratulations, because you recently just won 2 Michelin stars for Brooklands,
yes,
which is literally opposite us at the Peninsula Hotel.
Yeah, beautiful hotel.
How did that feel?
I mean, it's amazing, you look at the list of the Michelin 2-star, and I think it's 18 of us, and we got 2 of them. It's just amazing.
Because you only opened, within the year.
We opened in October.
Yeah.
What's been told is we've been the fastest ever in the history of the Michelin Guide in UK. Well, it's really impressive. But at the end, you know what? I couldn't do it without my team. Francesco's running the kitchen. We've been working together for 10 years, and he's one of the most consistent chefs I know, where you ask him to do one thing and he just keep going until he passes out. He's that type of guy. He's a proper Spartan, and he's amazing. Okay, with the team, the front of us, the kitchen, and the whole hotel, actually, the support they have given us to achieve what we achieved, we wouldn't have been able to do it without them.
And fantastic. You also, as I said, you're a busy man. You've got Brooklands, which you opened in October. You've opened Soccer in Mayfair.
In February, yes.
And then you are about to open Josephine in Chelsea.
Yeah.
I mean, do you love the excitement of sort of the launch of a restaurant? How do you deal with sort of the stress or the anxiety?
How do I deal with the stress? I mean, I've got again, you can't do this without your team.
Yeah.
And Soccer's got an amazing chef, Alex, who's doing an amazing cooking, really young kid, love cooking, doing this type of food. I've got a great team with me. I've got Claudio, who's my executive chef. I've got Jamie, executive pastry chef. They're making the legwork for me. With that, what may manage to keep me focused on Bibendum and keep busy a lot. And we set up the menu, we work with the team, I go up, sign off, do the dishes with them if we need to. Like Josephine was so special to me. I had to do the dishes with them because it's the simplicity of it behind it. He couldn't understand it. Look, he was about, and it's great. And also what I do is I put the team in front. I don't care about be recognized for this. I love the restaurant. I love the life of the restaurant. And Josephine was so special to me, where is my grandma's name. So I really wanted to make a success of it. And the team, I really took that in board with them, understanding the philosophy. And they've been working great on this. So
well, I wish you the best of luck
Thank you very much.
with the new opening, but I feel
Thank
like
you.
you've kind of got this in your stride. You
it is,
sort of.
but it's great fun.
So I want to take it back a little bit to your childhood. You were born and raised in Lyon in France. I'd love for you to sort of paint the picture of what your childhood was like growing up. You know, what were you eating? Who cooked? I know your parents had a bistro. Sort of give us the full story.
I was very lucky and never had the school dinner.
Yeah, you were lucky.
We had to ask my mum, say, can we stay at school? Because our friend used to stay for school dinners. To say, can we stay at school and have lunch? And she used to do it. But most of the time, my brother and I used to be in the same school. We would go back home for the lunch break. And we sit on the side of the stove where my mum was cooking. And it sounds very romantic, but it's actually really true. We'll sit on the side of the stove where she used to have a table to prep, have our lunch, whatever she's been cooking, the plat du jour who was on the menu. And after we clear the table, help them to redress the table before we go back to school.
Wow.
And I used to love it. And it was something very special, very, very special.
And so talk to me a little bit about the dishes. What was your mum cooking for you?
Oh, my mum was like, she would go in the market in the morning, get the produce, come back and cook a plat du jour. Donc it could have been a great steak and chips, it could have been a bœuf bourguignon, could have been loads of different things you would expect to find at home, like a good home cooking.
Yeah.
And we have never had the same lunch on a week. It was amazing.
What a lovely childhood.
I was very lucky.
And so aside from that little moment during lunch when you'd sort of set up the table, were you interested in working or being in that environment? You know, were they getting you in there, sort of doing a shift or?
No. It was never for me. And I think the first time I tried to cook an egg for my brother and I nearly burned the kitchen down. The pan got catch fire, and I realized very young, hot oil and water do not work well together.
Oh yes.
And the ceiling was all black, and I got kicked out of the kitchen, and I was never allowed to come near the stove. But now when I go home, it's different. But
I was going to say, do you know how to cook an egg now?
Yeah, just about. I know oil and water don't really. I never say at a young age, I'm going to be a chef. I knew how hard my parents was working. And I think when you turn to be a teenager, you think, I don't want to do this. I want something nice and easy.
Correct me. Lyonnaise is from Lyon, right?
Yes.
It's my favourite dressing in the world.
Yeah, you got a bit of honey in it. Yeah, it's amazing. You got some shallot.
For anyone that doesn't know what a Lyonnaise dressing is, can you just describe it? Because it's got a bit of everything, all the different tastes.
Yeah, it's very simple. You've got a really good vinegar, sherry vinegar, good French mustard, oil. You mix a bit of with olive oil and normal oil. I mean, the one I do it. You got a little bit of confit shallot in it. And I put a drizzle of honey just to get even more dirty.
When I make it, I sometimes just pour it into my mouth
before
it hits the lettuce.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
I know, but the point is no one sees it happening, so technically it doesn't actually happen.
No, it's fair enough. It's fair enough.
So kind of fast forwarding, you do go to catering school, and you went on to work at several very renowned restaurants in France, many of them with Michelin stars or were earning Michelin stars whilst you were there. I guess what I'd like to know is, what was the food and hospitality scene like during that time in France?
I mean, it was amazing. I mean, the food was... In France, food is everything. You know, it's a time you sit around of the table and you talk about your problem, what you want to do in the future. It's a very part of a lifestyle. And food in Lyon is like, you do not mess around with food in Lyon. Is the DNA of that city. Donc I was very lucky to be at an age where I used to go to the market and see Paul Bocuse or Chapelle, all this legend of gastronomy. Where as a young chef, you talk to them about they will read a book, but they will have never had the chance to meet these people. And it's been amazing. I was very lucky to be able to do this.
For anyone that might not know sort of the regional dishes of Lyon, like give us some examples of what you might find there. What's it known for?
No, you will find dirty cooking.
Dirty cooking?
I mean, you will have the traditional andouillette, which is part of the area, with the tripe sausage. After, you will find a gâteau de foie de volaille, the chicken liver cake, or you will have a pike quenelle with very pike and nantua sauce with a fish mousse. served with a crayfish sauce,
I know,
is
yeah.
delicious. You will have a nice cheese soufflé or salad lyonnaise. The most common will be the salad lyonnaise. With you like poached egg, you will love that dish.
Yes.
With a poached egg, a nice mix of frisée or dandelion yellow, some crouton and some bacon. Donc all of
That's
this.
actually one of my favorite salads.
Yeah, you like that.
Honestly, that's so good. So good. And I guess, you know, classical French cooking, you know, at this time, sort of what year?
We're talking 1980s.
Okay.
In the 80s,
You know,
mid-
this is sort of classical French cooking is sort of at the forefront of the culinary scene. Do you think nowadays people respect and desire that type of cooking as much as they used to?
You know, I think more and more actually.
Okay.
It's I don't like to use the word trend because it's something I believe killed the restaurants. But people want, after COVID, I think people want to feel safe. They want to feel comfortable and having a good time. And I think this type of restaurant like we're opening at the moment, try to give you this every time you go to it, you know, a friendly service. I mean, the service we have approached with Will and Lucy, my wife, is we want people who's got more people skills than serving skills, you know. It's somebody with personality who's done a bit of a job, but the personality and the friendliness of it is more important than which size they're putting the plate or which time they're clearing. It's fine, it's a bistro, it's a bouchon, you know. You don't really have to worry
This
about
is for Josephine that's opening.
Yeah, Josephine, Soka, even Soka,
Yeah.
it's very similar. It's all about the personality of the front of us who make the experience and the food, of course, but this is what...
I always say this to people, you know, when you go to a restaurant, the experience starts as soon as you walk in the door.
Very much so.
The way that, actually, some people say it's even when you make the reservation.
Yes.
You know, the moment they answer the phone, how they talk to you, how they welcome you. It's so important. The food, obviously, you know, needs to speak for itself, but...
But that's the success of a restaurant.
Yeah.
I think the restaurant is, and I can't believe I'm saying this as a chef, but the food is the last thing you have to worry about. We can all cook. I mean, there's some great restaurants, but they've got a pouring service,
You won't
customer
go
services.
back.
You will not go back
Yeah.
because we come back to what I say early. You want to go out and feel comfortable. I've got a little Italian where I live, who is amazing. It's not the best Italian food, but we love going there because the front of us is worth it any 3-star in the world. You know, it's the way they make you feel. They know the wine you like. And this is what a restaurant's about.
I completely agree with you. And I'm sort of dotting around here, but when you came to London, obviously you were working here for a bit. You then opened Hibiscus,
Yes.
Which is where you won your first 2 Michelin stars. What do the stars mean to you as a chef and also as a restaurateur?
I mean, as a chef, it's a recognition for the work you love doing. I think Michelin, and every guide in the world, Michelin is still the main guide, and I think it's one few event who they say you need to be there, and we're all going to be there. It's a recognition for. It's not just recognition and pretentious, but I think it's to show people the level of what we're cooking and the quality and it's more about consistency. I think. I mean, Michelin is very towards consistency to the guest, and it's all about this to make sure. Okay, we got different type of food and different quality, not quality, but different standard. And it just shows we are consistent and we are at a certain level. At the end, you got some guests who would like a two Michelin star here or would like a 3 Michelin star here. Every view is different, but for a guide and for the press, look, I'm here today. I'm here today because it makes you to a stage of your recognized for the food and what you're doing.
Absolutely. Well, it's kind of also like saying with actors, you know, they get recognized and they win awards, you know. They still do it because they love the craft, but it's sort of that added...
That's it. The main thing is not to open a restaurant to get a Michelin star. Is to open a restaurant because you want to please people and make... I love restaurants. I love a busy restaurant. And you know, sometimes people will say in your restaurant, you do too many covers for 2 Michelin stars. I say, I don't care. You know what? We are consistent. We've got the team behind it. But I love that buzz in a restaurant where people are noisy and laughing. That's what is a restaurant about.
It's the whole theatre.
It's the whole thing behind it. And we get recognized. Like I say, when we opened Peninsula, we decided to put a standard we didn't say we were going to do these dishes because we want 2-star. We do these dishes because we love them, we believe in it, and it gives you to give pleasure to people. And after the standard is there, and they say you cook for 1-star, you can cook for 2-star, you can cook for 3-star. It's just a question of be consistent, be precise. But I believe never take a customer for granted.
Absolutely. So what was the...
The concept of, it was good because Bibendum is French.
Yeah.
We can't go away from this. It's a French building and it's French style. Bibendum Peninsula wanted to show what Britain is about, the quality. Donc most of the designer, the element of the whole place been as much as we can from Britain, and we wanted to show what Britain is about the produce. So we have done a bit of a map. It's not all about Britain because you can't get tomato in England. I believe as hard as they're trying. Some of them are
trust
good.
me, I know.
I love tomato, and some are very good, but I don't think we are there yet. But it's to really represent what you can eat very well in this country. Very, very well. And I would say 80% of the produce we're using are from Britain. Even Bibendum, the protein, as much as we can, are British. Because the produce has always been here, and people care about this now. And look, I don't like to use the word concept because they come back a bit like trend and concept. I think is no longevity. I think we decided to do this because we believe it was right for Brooklyn.
Well, so you have actually mentioned Bibendum, which I was going to come on to talking about, which is in the original Michelin building. I would say, as a born and raised Londoner, it's one of my top 3 most beautiful buildings in the city.
Amazing.
It is just stunning. For people that have not been there, you've said that it's sort of celebrating French cuisine, but what else can they expect from the experience? Because something that has resonated with me when I have been there is just, it's the room as well. Like going back to that atmosphere.
That before I came to Bibendum, I had Hibiscus in Mayfair, where it was a lovely restaurant. We did very well with it. But when you're not happy in a place, you always try to find something to make you happy. Donc you find yourself changing the food, changing the setting of the restaurant, changing everything. The first time I woke up to Bibendum, I looked at that room and I thought, wow, what a room. And I said, you know what? I'm going to cook what I want to cook. I don't have to try because the place is so beautiful. And I remember journalists asking me, I said, are you going to be able to show off what you do? I said, you know what? I'm an age now. I've got the right place. I don't need to show off. I'm just going to cook what I want to. And you walk through that room, and if the sun is shining, you go through the windows, and you got your table just changing color through the vitro. It's just...
Because all the glass is stained
all
glass.
The stained glass.
It's so beautiful.
Your table will be yellow, blue, red. It's just an amazing feeling, and that amount of light we get through it is just grand. And it's my happy place. In all the places I've got, I love Brooklyn. I love all of them, but Bibendum is really my happy place, where I like to be, and I've got a great team there. And yes.
And so how do you, now that you're just taking over London at this point, how do you split your time between...
my week gets very busy.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine, I make my bed, we are in it, I sleep in it, it's my choice, I didn't have to. Donc I make sure I plan my time properly. It's hard on my kid at the moment because I don't see them enough. But you try to mix in between all of them. I do a morning here, I do an afternoon there. I try to really mix it and try to pass a bit of time with the kid, which is very important.
And your is opening in March is a project you've done with your wife.
Yeah, with Lucy.
And how's that experience been?
But two good things about this. I'm rubbish on marketing and PR.
Okay.
And my wife can't cook an egg. Donc, everybody's
that is a marriage made in heaven. You both know your pros and cons, your strengths and weaknesses.
Exactly. Donc she's done an amazing job with all the branding, marketing, PR.
Brilliant.
Donc she's dealing with this. And I deal with the kitchen and the operation. She's got a bit of influence with the front of us, but we've got an amazing guy who's running the floor, Will Smith, who's doing this. And so far it's working well.
That's so cool. Has she ever come? She hasn't come into your restaurants before on this sort of level, has she?
Oh, no. I met her at Hibiscus.
Did you?
Yeah. It's not nice to say, but she was a guest at the beginning. So we met like this first, and we come friend, and from friend we got a family. But Yeah, she came to the restaurant before, and you know what? Lucy is actually brutal. I mean, she will, because she don't really care if she say, Claude, that's disgusting. I don't
I
know.
like that.
And she's got a really good customer eyes. You know, sometimes as a chef, you can find yourself trying too hard. And that menu we have made in Chelsea could have been really like, if he was really Lyon orientated, would have been very difficult for not normal guests, but a bit guests who just like a good roast chicken.
Yeah.
Donc she have make me go through the menu and always asking questions as much as you, I don't know if she's going to hear that, but as much as you know she's right. You say, no, I don't think so. I think it's fine. Don't say it. Don't
There's
be
a bit of
ridiculous.
pushback.
Please, I don't tell you what to do with your thing. But you know what? You read it and yeah. Donc we have made a really well-balanced menu and this is where she come into, you know.
Oh, I'm so excited to go. It's going to be lovely. The pace of modern life can make us feel like we're always on the go. But Odyssey believes that slow food is the necessary antidote to the restlessness of it all. It brings us together, feeds conversation, creates new traditions, new rituals, and new stories. This is very much the ethos of Crazy Sexy Food, feeding conversations through food, and good food at that. I'm so happy to be partnering with Odyssey on this season of the podcast. They've been scouring Greece and further afield for the finest food producers since 1991, bringing the highest quality flavours that the Mediterranean has to offer. Their range is carefully curated to include hand-selected, traditionally cured olives, award-winning honey from lovingly tended bees, and premium quality oils sourced from only the most acclaimed regional producers. Food is a way to get back in touch with the things that matter most and connect on new and deeper levels. And so the lovely people at Odyssey are offering Crazy Sexy Food listeners 15% off at odyssey.com using the code CSF15. As a chef, and I know that you've actually just before mentioned that you think that people are actually really wanting to celebrate sort of traditional classical French cooking. Do you ever feel pressure though at times, especially over the years, to adapt to evolved taste buds or different palates? You know, like for example, you know, we live in a world now where a lot of people are vegan, or, you know, did you ever feel any pressure to kind of look at your menus and think, I need to change with the times?
Changing, no. Adapting more.
Okay.
I think is the difference on there is you can't change what you are. Donc, I don't do vegan. I'll be honest with you. I got cream and butter coming from my vein and I believe if I can't do it properly, it's not worth it. Donc, I will say to people who are vegan, I say it's not. I got nothing against you, but if I can't do it properly, I don't want to charge you less, because I will not charge you less. Yeah. For something which is not going to be great. Donc we adapt ourselves and we have offer more vegetarian option because it's the world you are living, and if you want to stay in business, you have to adapt. But I don't change. I don't do something. I'm not a people pleaser. That's it. I do what I love doing, and I think that's why I've been on for so long. Is I do what I believe is right for my business and what I love doing, and because I hate blaming people for mistake.
I actually really admire that, because there's too many people pleasers out there.
That's it, and I don't want to. And sometimes that's where sometimes we're having some not argument, but some heated conversation with Lucy. She said, Claude, but I don't want to. I don't want to do this. It doesn't feel right for me, and I'm not doing it. And like I say, I will take advice, but I don't like people say, you do this, and I follow it, because at the end I say, I wish I didn't follow that. I take my own decision. I make loads of mistakes in my life, don't get me wrong, but I don't want to blame. Blaming doesn't bring you anywhere. Don't you just take my own responsibility.
So how do you deal?
Or sometimes they go over my head if they're really ridiculous. But if it's one who's been in all these TripAdvisor and things like this, I read them. I do read them, because they're important to a certain level. You know, you can't please. I'll come back to what I say. I'm not trying to please everybody. No, you can't please everyone. And if you have a review, I prefer having a 0 than a 3. Is I get a 5 or I get a 0. I don't like a 3. You know,
okay,
because
you either one or the other.
That's it, and I'm fine with that. And my guy says, "Chef, we got 1 at 5." I said, "That's great. Don't worry about it. It's somebody who hates it, and it's fine. It's like Marmite. You know, you don't have to like it." But if the criticism has been repeating once, you look at it, twice, you say, okay, and the third time you do have an issue.
Okay.
And now you start taking care of it and you understand. Second time is okay. The second time, let's have a look at it. And the third time is really something people don't like it. It can't be, you have to take it out because it don't work. At the end, you still run a business. And even if you like it to yourself, you don't have to like it. And when you got a menu with a small choice on it, is one maybe 25 or 15% of your money, you need to take it out.
Absolutely. Do you think chefs are artists?
No, we cook food. We're not artists. We put food on a plate, meat and veg.
It's interesting because I've asked a few chefs of your calibre and it's very 50-50.
Who says artists?
I'm not mentioning any names. I'll tell you afterwards.
We're not artists. We are cooking food. We do not save life. We're putting the best produce we can get on the plate, and that's it.
You see, I agree with you to an extent, but I also think that there's a certain level of cookery. And as someone who, I mean, I cook, I'm most certainly not a, Michelin-starred chef, that when I eat something, it's not that the first thought is, oh, I think this is art, but I sit there and I think, God, this is absolutely so beautifully executed, or it's so delicious, or it's made me emotional. Because people get emotional with art or music.
Of course, yeah.
I think that, I don't know, I'm more on your side, but I do see why some people would say they are artists.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time the emotion comes when you get the bill.
I think that might have been the quote of the whole episode.
No, I'm joking. But yeah,
No, you're not.
No, I'm not actually.
That is brilliant. I love that. Especially more so nowadays.
Yes, yeah. Buy 6 sausages in a little go butcher, it costs you a fortune. I get emotional at that point.
Oh my God, that was brilliant. Aside from your own places, where are some of your favourite restaurants to eat at?
This is a tough one because London is one of the best places in the world to eat.
Yeah.
You've got any type, any style you want to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Donc, I mean, if I want a little bistro type of it, I like Ben Marks at Perila. I think he's a very clever chef and a great cook. I like going to Hunan in Pimlico. He's a little Chinese who's been there since 1982.
Oh, wow.
And been doing tasting menus since 1982.
Really?
And he's rammed all the time. The wine list is amazing. I like going to places like Jason Atherton, Poland Sweet Social, with every place, all these places are really consistent and great. A good burger, you go to... I've got loads of friends. Like Tom Carriage is just opened a burger place in Chelsea, not a burger place, but a pub, where they do some amazing burger and great steaks and things like this. Yeah, I've got a very good Thai. My Thai, where I am in Clapham, it's hard to pick.
Yeah.
But the choice is London for this is amazing.
I mean, I'm sure this is not going to happen anytime soon because of all these wonderful restaurants that you've opened and are opening. Do you think you'd ever move back to France?
Never.
Why?
I find the French miserable.
You said it, not me.
I'm fine. I take all responsibility for it. And if they want me to show me something different, I'm happy to see them. But every time I go home...
Really?
I mean, I think I don't know, it's because France at the moment is having maybe a hard time on the politics side of it.
Yeah.
And I just think, get on. What I like about this country is a carry-on word.
Keep calm and carry on.
I love it.
Do you not think that we're miserable?
No. Oh, yeah. Maybe you are. I don't know. That's your husband. But
I can confirm that I am.
I'm definitely happy for my third coffee in the morning. And then my wife will confirm that to you.
Yeah.
No, I just feel like it's not... when people say to you, how are you doing? Or how is it? I say, it's okay. I can't complain, but it doesn't change anything. No, you just need to get on.
Yeah.
Carry on with it. And I love this. If I was going... I mean, France, I love the country. Don't get me wrong. It's the best for food, wine, countryside. It's an amazing, beautiful, beautiful country. It's more the French. Or sometimes who live in France, sometimes are not... They refuse to move on.
Okay. I mean, you're definitely not going back home anytime soon, but that's fine.
I'm going to get an English passport. I can't believe I'm saying this.
This is literally the beginning of the end at this point.
That's it. I put vinegar on my chips and I'm done. I'm wearing a yellow trousers and
you're
red
going to
socks.
go learn how to cook an egg now.
Yes.
Sort of back to this idea of creating menus. obviously, you talk a lot about your team and, how great sort of the people you have around you. But what makes a dish that kind of gets it onto the menu?
The deliciousness. We can work on produce, you can work on a recipe, but at the end, if I have to put a piece of bread to finish the sauce, it's a sign of.
Okay, I like that.
It's all about trying to get as delicious. My version of delicious could be maybe different than yours, but I think if you got the right sauce and you just want, when you see a plate coming back from the kitchen, from the restaurant to the kitchen, and you see that.
Yes.
This is the best recognition you can get on a dish.
Oh, I love that, actually.
Yeah.
That's so nice. And I've just realised you don't have any cookbooks.
No, I don't.
Why?
I don't have, because I feel like I've got nothing really to say. And if it's to do a book about picture and recipe, I prefer passing the time with my kid and my wife.
Okay. I quite like that honesty.
Yeah. There's no, maybe I will
have
do
people I'm assuming people have approached you over the years.
A customer asked me, say, what do you do a cookbook? I say, you know what, it will take you a year to do.
Yeah.
If I've got a year in front of me, I prefer going on holiday with my family.
I like you, Claude. You're my kind of guy.
And it's just question. I will maybe do one with a bistro and thing like this, but the fine dining restaurant is to go to chefs.
Yeah.
And fuck them. They can do their own cookbook.
Yeah.
There's no. I will do something for home, maybe because now we've got a good lineup of bistro and things like this. This is more useful for my mother-in-law or my wife, hopefully for my wife. But doing a book for fine dining restaurant, I'm not that keen.
And then obviously with Soka and also with Josephine that's opening, because these are not sort of fine dining, it's more sort of the bistro sort of vibe. Do you prefer cooking that type of food, or do you prefer being in like Bibendum or Brooklands?
Bibendum is special to me. I love being there. But cooking at Josephine or at Soka is feel more natural. And it's wrong, because at the end cooking is cooking. But I can't say it's less force, it's less refinement maybe. It's more, I love cooking at home. And it feels like cooking at home for some friend coming up to your house, and this is why I like the bistro type. I could see myself one day maybe say, you know what, fuck that. I'm just going to do a little bistro and cook there. But the romanticism side of it is not real, really.
Yeah.
Because I will be in jail of my kitchen and my restaurant, and I will never even see my kids, or it's not what I want to do.
What are you looking for in a chef who's going to come and join your team?
Passion, for first one. Be humble.
That's a big one.
Second one, somebody who is not about raising himself through social media or my name behind it. And this take a good 70% off of the list. Somebody who want to cook because he loves cooking.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's it. It's very simple, You don't have to have you have to have a knowledge of a certain level. You need to have a knowledge of classic to be able to do some modern cooking. But if you a young kid who want to come, is somebody who loves feeding people. I'm a feeder. I'm a proper feeder. I always cook way too much at home, or you will have, if I make a pot au feu at home, you will eat it for a week. My son loves it, and it's great, but I'm a proper feeder. My mom was a feeder, and I'm a feeder.
So the chefs that are coming to you, what I'm going to call it the audition process, is there a particular dish they have to cook for you to kind of try and see, okay, they've got the basics, they kind of know what they're doing?
Depends the level. If they are young kids, it's just willing to do it. And the passion, they got the passion because they know this hard work. So they're willing to do it and do it properly and just listen. That's where the ego comes from. They're not doing it because they want to be Jamie Oliver.
The food has arrived.
The food is here.
Oh my gosh.
Look at this.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to eat that.
Oh wow. Oh my God, look at the French toast.
I like that. I just texted to Yannick Aleno. I said, looking good.
I love it.
Donc for the young chef, really something is about attitude, motivation, and dedication, and understand why they want to do this. It's not for fame or anything like this. It's about cooking. An older, but senior position will be more about their skills, because you come to a certain stature where I will ask them to do some classic dishes. So could ask for a stew. I could ask for an omelette. I could ask for something we normally, as a chef, you should be able to do. And braising is one of the hardest part of cooking. It's hard because people think you just boil it for hours, and when it's cooked, but it's a stage of braising. If you don't do it properly, you start getting dry meat, and most of the time I will ask them to braise something.
Okay.
And an omelette or an egg is very hard to do. I had a chef who make me do a fried eggs once and destroy me because I put the salt on top of it. And the salt, you will see, if you make a fried eggs and you put the salt on top of it, you will have some white spot.
Yes.
Because salt doesn't dissolve. You see, and this type of thing you learn.
Okay,
They will melt the butter, put the seasoning in a butter, and when you crack your eggs on it, the eggs will take this.
Okay, well, look, there we go. I learned a tip.
That's it. It's like mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is the same. Mayonnaise, you put the seasoning on the beginning because if you put it at the end, you will get white dot on your mayonnaise.
Yes.
And because salt doesn't dissolve, you always. But this is thing you learn from the beginning. And you want them to know some basics.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of eggs, our food has arrived.
Great
we have ordered room service from Pavilion, which is Chef Yannick Eleno's restaurant downstairs. He just won a Michelin star.
Yeah, he's got so many. Don't
Exactly.
He's got
just add it to the collection.
Yeah, he don't know how many he's got. He's got so many.
What have you ordered? You've gone for. Oh. Okay, here we go. Moment of truth.
Delicious.
Yeah?
Yeah, delicious.
So when I saw your food order, Claude, I realised we were going to have a little bit of a problem.
Why?
Because I don't like mushrooms.
Oh, but I knew that. That's why, because I like it, you don't pick in my
so
plate.
you know,
I don't like people picking in my plate.
you didn't want to share your food. Unbelievable. You're just like me. I actually think it's one of the rudest things for someone to go and pick something off your plate.
I hope, Lucy, you are listening to this. Because every time my food happens, if I turn, it looks like he's missing a bite. Even the kids say, I need to taste this. I say, you don't need to taste this. You didn't want that. But I just need to taste it. That is my wife.
No, I think it's one of the rudest things.
Yeah, I believe that.
I've ordered...
That's delicious.
Sorry. I've ordered scrambled eggs, sort of with shakshuka, which is actually really delicious. Do you actually want to try a little bit?
No, I'm okay. Thank you.
Are you sure?
It looked like we've got thing in France with, I don't say it's based on, but it's like scrambled eggs with peppers. Like a pepper ad.
It's lovely.
Yeah, it's delicious.
It's very nice. And then I had to order, there's absolutely no connection between you and French toast, but I had to order French toast whilst I was sitting on the bed with a Frenchman. So I think we've got to thank America for that.
Yes, it looks nice, actually.
It looks gorgeous. Try some.
No, I can't.
Yes, you can.
No, I don't want to.
Why?
Because I'm trying to be very good. Normally, I don't eat in the morning, you see. I will have my first meal by 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
So every chef I speak to, none of you eat breakfast?
No, I don't eat breakfast. Because, so when we do the service, we do afternoons to test.
Okay.
And...
oh my gosh, sorry, there's a crunch on this.
Yeah, this is good.
Let's just see what this is all about. Hold on.
Yeah, this smell. Yeah, I heard the noise. Rocket. I'm going to have some. I heard it. I heard the noise.
You heard the crunch.
I heard the crunch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
That's
a little bite will be fine.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So I always finish my conversations with a few quick fire questions.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Born ready.
Oh, I love it. Okay. What is the craziest food you've ever eaten?
Bear in Slovenia.
What?
Bear in Slovenia.
Wow. Okay.
A stew.
And what was it like?
The chef just was a terrorist. He destroyed it. He could have done something very good with it, and it was not cooked enough.
God, what's the texture of bear?
Is but that one was a bit rubbery because it was not cooked enough. But I would say it would be like deer or.
Wow. Okay. All right. Never had that answer before.
To be honest, leave the bear alone. They don't need to die.
No, they don't.
Plenty of things to eat in the world.
I agree. What has been your most memorable meal?
Ooh. This one is an easy one. I was with my wife in, and again, it sounds very romantic, but it's so true. We was with my wife in the Amalfi Coast. And we had one of our friends there who passed away, unfortunately, not long ago, and took us to one of his favorite local restaurants. And we had this tomato salad with mozzarella and olive. And I would love to say it was a French dish. Everything was perfect from the seating, because I think the best meal go from everything.
Always.
The seating, the company, the wine, and that tomato salad. When you think about it and you can taste it, the tomato was perfect temperature, seasoning properly. This green olive was amazing. And he rolled down this mozzarella tresse on the trolley and cut these slices and drizzle some olive oil. If I have to die tomorrow,
that's it.
That's it.
Okay, I love that. My favorite snack of all time is a packet of crisps.
That's English, this. My wife is the same. My wife's got a list of crisps. What's wrong with you?
I feel like her and I would really get on. What is your favorite flavour of crisps?
I don't eat crisps.
No, Claude, you've just ordered mushrooms. You've got to redeem yourself somewhere.
I would say we go. Actually, no. I would have the prawn cocktail one.
Oh my gosh, no. This is the one that I hate the most. What is happening right now? No, give me another answer.
Okay, I will have. Actually, no. In France, they do the roast chicken one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I love a roast chicken.
That is a nice one.
Yeah, okay.
Nice one. Roast chicken.
No, I mean,
roast
come
chicken.
on. All right. What is your favourite fast food?
I like a good burger, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, I go to Five Guys or...
Okay.
I like Shake Shack, is good burgers. Yeah, I like a good burger.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your favourite thing to cook at home?
Sunday roast.
Oh.
I love Sunday roast because Sunday is a day, family day. And I cook one this weekend. My parents was around, and I love the idea. I go shopping in the morning. I'm very lucky. I live in an area where it's got loads of little shop. Costs you a fortune, by the way, but it's not worth it. But you go there on a Sunday. I go get my bottle of wine at the shop. I go get my chicken, whatever, and I cook Sunday roast. I love cooking Sunday roast.
Okay. What food sums up happiness for you?
My mum used to make chicken mousse in cream sauce. You will don't like it. It's mushroom in it. Okay. But it was this kernel with cream sauce, mushroom, and she used to make escalope milanese on the side. Ooh. And you put that crispy chicken, you put the chicken mousse on top of it and the sauce. That
actually does sound really nice.
It was delicious. Final question. I think I know the answer. Live to eat or eat to live? Oh, eat to live. No. Live to eat. Sorry. Live to. Sorry, the other side. Sorry, the other side. Live to eat.
Claude, it's been an emotional roller coaster being with you here.
Yeah. No.
Live to eat.
Live to eat, definitely.
Because that's what life is all about.
Yeah, exactly. What is the point? And you know what? When I came in this country, I felt that Britain was about that. Yeah. You just eat because you have to put some fuel in your car. But now it's come to... We've redeemed ourselves. Yeah, very well. Well, listen, this has been actually very hilarious. Thank you so much for joining me. We're going to finish off our meal. Well, of course, it was the least I could do. And I wish you the best of luck with all the restaurants in the future. And I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. Thank you very much. Look forward to see you there. Hopefully you Au revoir. Merci. Until next time. Thank you. Thank you for listening. If you love what you hear, please subscribe and review. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram @CrazySexyFood. Until next time, bye.